I see them almost every time I'm in the water. I was out yesterday afternoon and I had something really big bump my board twice. And then something hit my surf leash and I thought it was somebody paddling up behind me and gonna pull on my leash. And I looked back, there was nobody around me at all. So I pick my feet up a little bit when that happens.
The far northeastern tip of the small Florida surf town of New Smyrna Beach is where surfers from these parts and around the world come to witness some of the most consistent waves. Not even a national holiday, when I spoke with surfers, could keep them away. It just so happens that this popular surfing destination also draws another population, perhaps by the hundreds, but this one from offshore. Sharks. They are as consistent as the waves, say surfers, local fishermen, and scientists studying the shark attack phenomenon that has earned this little Florida surf town the dubious title of the shark bite capital of the world. The contest is not even close, according to data tracked by scientists at the University of Florida's Florida Program for Shark Research. There, researchers have been tracking shark attacks from around the globe since 1958. The numbers routinely point to the Florida central east coast town of New Smyrna Beach for the most shark attacks annually.
It's long been known to have quite a few shark bites, probably for 25 or 30 years. A pattern that a lot of surfers and swimmers sustain bites, but they're never really life-threatening. But New Smyrna Beach is a place that's always has shark bites. We average about 10 a year.
Locals are clearly aware of the shark concentration and embrace them as part of life. Why exactly so many sharks are as drawn here as humans point to other ecological factors. Area fisherman Jose Rojas believes it is the seasonal migration of what he calls bait fish, such as tarpon and mullet.
Sometimes we see when there's a lot of bait running, we see 20 or so sharks surrounding the surface, which they don't even know that.
Local surfing legend Ken McNair knows a thing or two about close encounters with sharks. In fact, it was his professional photography of a New Smyrna Beach shark and a surfer in a single frame that caught the attention of a slew of news outlets a few years back. He and other New Smyrna Beach surfers have their own observations about sharks.
Probably that many sharks at every inlet because there's a lot of fish going in and out. And the sharks are just here eating anyway. And you put 200 or 300 surfers on top of that many sharks, and you're bound to get more bites.
I was sitting on my board one time in a whole big, there's no fish jumping, no nothing, and out of nowhere, this whole pot of mullet jumps literally right here. They're literally jumping over my board. And the shark was behind it, and his tail hit my leg and flipped me off my board. And he was just going for the fish, and that's how most people get bit. It's a mistaken identity. And that was the closest I've ever come.
So the data suggests that the incidence of shark bites on humans is a function of the number of humans in the water and sharks in the water at the same time. And so New Smyrna Beach the population has grown, and it's a wonderful place for tourism, lots of boating, lots of people swimming, and in one part of the beach, a lot of surfers. And there are also resident populations of sharks in that particular area. But furthermore, there is a pulse of black-tip sharks. Now, that alone isn't enough to explain the pattern for New Smyrna Beach. But most of the bites in New Smyrna Beach are on surfers, and surfers like good surf. And good surf is often in hurricane season, and that sometimes coincides with the migration of the blacktips coming past. Now, another thing that's important is that good surf means high energy water. High energy water means lots of turbidity. Lots of turbidity means low visibility. And so sharks make mistakes when they can't see things. In fact, something that people don't realize is that 60% of all the shark bites that we have recorded in our database are associated with poor visibility conditions.
Once you begin talking to the surfers here, you realize there's a steady stream of shark bite stories,
And there was a guy
and they
sitting
always
on his
fascinate.
board, and the lifeguard said, let's pick this guy up. He got bit on the foot. Let's pick this guy up and put him on the back of the truck. And so we all bent down to get there was 4 of us, under his shoulders and under his knees. We picked him up, put him on the back of the truck, and I looked down, it was my friend Brian, and he's a doctor. And I said, dude, what happened? He says, I jumped off my board and landed on a shark, and he turned around and bit me. And I go, well, that's a bummer. And
Why is it that New Smyrna Beach seems to have so many? Because there are other places in other parts of the world where they have really nice surf breaks and quite a lot of people there, but perhaps they don't have the confluence of these environmental factors, such as an inlet, a mixture of fresh water, turbidity, this pulse of blacktip sharks, parading up and down the coastline. Humans are like little floating sausages in the water. They are so easy to eat that it would be carnage if sharks were targeting people. The fact that they go after much more fast-moving and elusive prey like fishes, which are much harder to get than people, should be very comforting.
As long as the conditions remain consistent offshore in New Smyrna Beach, this reputation will too.